Hello, welcome to today's tutorial. We're going to be going through some dubstep bass techniques. So here is the little groove or little drum beat. Something I can just make some bass over. So here's my Serum. I'm going to be using Serum because I really love Serum for making dubstep bass, all kind of bass lines. It's really cool. So the idea of making kind of dubstep bass is that you basically using the cutoff to make rhythmic things like the classic sound, and the way you do that is by using Lfos. So Lfos basically create movement. So if I put this LFO here onto the cutoff, you see this blue line appear, and basically the LFO is making the cutoff go from here, from the beginning of the blue to the end of the blue, and it's going back and forward like that in this pattern. So it goes up and down. So this point of the triangle is this point. So this point, so that point there. So this point at the peak is at the end, and then it comes back down. And you can actually change the shape, the LFO shape, and then you can use your rate. You've got the BPM or not the BPM, so you can choose. So what's happening there is I'm off grid, so I can go. You can see the blue line. It's going down, and we'll speed it up. And if I make it a triangle, you hear the difference. So then you can muck around with, and also what's cool about Serum is you see this little blue dot, and you can see the LFO at work. It's cool. So first off, you can also use your parameters on the automation parameters to actually draw in. So you don't have to use an LFO. You can actually draw it in on the on this thing here. So, and the first one I'm going to do, I'm going to create a MIDI thing, MIDI clip. Then we're going to have a listen. We're going to have a listen. So I think yes, let's turn this up so we can actually hear it. I'm going to go for an E note. Sounds pretty good with the drums. And then I'm just going to get quite a simple up and down like that. I want to do it. Then I'm going to Now I'm going to go back into the Serum and start mucking around with everything else. So maybe it sounds like I have a tiny bit of resonance. Then I'm going to, sometimes it sounds nice where you get this unison. If I take it up, you can hear it's a bit too crazy. So, but then what you can do is take this detune down. It tightens it up, but it creates almost like a chorusy, phasey kind of effect, which is quite nice. So I get the bit of drive. fuck around with this. That's pretty good. Then you can experiment with different wavetables. Maybe you want to go for a square or something. And something that also makes a difference, you can hear every time I'm playing this, every time I play the note, it kind of sounds different. And that's because the random here is set to full. So every time a note is played, you imagine you got the cycle of a note, and every time it plays the note, it's kind of randomly in the cycle somewhere. So if I take it all the way down, it's completely the same every time. If I take this, it's totally different every time. And if I take the random off, then you can use this phase knob to where in the wave you want it to be played every time. This is quite useful for bass, especially like trance bass, where every note should really kind of be the same, or house bass, or you really want or it's called retrigger in other synths. Then you can actually use the phase knob to pick a nice. Sounds kind of cool with a bit of resonance. Okay, so now I've done that, this is what I like to do. You can I basically make an audio track underneath, and I route it to the serum, and then I press arm the track, and then just. So now we have this little chunk here. What I'm going to do with this chunk. Okay, so for this one I'm going to use the Lfos. Oh, let's do that again. I don't want the blue line either side. There we go. So I want a squarish type thing. Try this square. I like it. So then what you can do, you can turn off, you can have if the BPM button here is activated, you can actually use you've got rhythms here synced up, so I can so now that's a straight 8 note, and you can so I'm going to just go 8th notes this time. Got 4 sustain. So then when you have all these things here, so you can do all kinds of weird. Probably maybe get a little bend on it. Actually, no, it sounds kind of. Let's see if we can. That sounds cool. So maybe I'm going to come here and throw a phaser or something. That's pretty cool. A bit of hyperdimension. Let's take that down. Oh no, wrong one. So I'm going to get a little movement in the filter here, something like that. So let's hear how it sounds all together. Sounds pretty cool. Maybe I'll get a little bit longer with this. So I'm going to consolidate and then go to that legato, this one. So see if it sounds now. Maybe even longer, something like that. So now we've done that, let's insert an audio track, and then we can do the same. Just very nice, and it's got some kind of phasey niceness at the end there, which I like. Happy accidents. So then next thing, get rid of all this information. I'm going to copy the rhythm here but do a kind of different sound. So I'm going to get a sweep again, but we'll try a different sound. So we'll go into my serum and get a different wavetable. So I'm going to go to digital and see what these might be a bit too crazy. We can try one of these. Let's go analog. Let's try. Okay, let's see what this is all about. Okay, so we've still got the LFO. That's what's happening. We need to remove all this noise. That's cool. Well, maybe I'm going to whack up the unison. So let's get rid of the hyper. Maybe. Nice. So maybe what I'm going to do is actually go for a bend here. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to get that rate a bit heavier. Maybe get rid of the reverb. I'll just turn it down. Sounds pretty cool. How different is it to this? Okay, so yeah, that'll do. And then let's get a nice new audio track for it. And route it to the serum once more. I'm just going to hit record. And then I'm going to move it forward and get a similar rhythm to before. However, I'm going to similar rhythm to before. So let's get that LFO on here. And this time I'm going to go like a 16th, like and hear how it sounds first. Okay, a bit mental, so I'm going to get like let's try a different shape. Okay, I want more of a. So I'm just going to experiment. Maybe Try this square. What I might do is get another oscillator with a up an octave. Let's get rid of all these. Let's get rid of the bend. That's cool. So I can get another bend here on the cutoff. Let's get rid of this and do something like simple like that. Okay, so let's go back into here. Listen. Okay, I don't know why that's not doing anything. Okay, let's get rid of that anyway. Okay, so we're gonna hear how it sounds all together so far. Okay, so let's put this to an audio track. I'm going to get rid of the serum, and we're going to open up a massive this time, and massive. So you got these like hybrid. I really like these hybrid ones they have. So what I'm going to use the Daft as a low pass. Get these nice throaty. So with massive envelope 4 is the amplitude envelope, so just come over here and turn the level right up, sustain. So here's the Lfos, and you can just drag it onto the filter there. So maybe I'll do something like that. So I'm going to get an audio track, route it to the massive, but this time I'm going to arm them both, solo them both. Actually not solo them out, I need to listen. Yeah, I've got the note already. So I'm going to record, go into my massive and just record me doing some weird stuff. don't know whether we can do that. I don't think that's working. Anyway, I just gotta so let's listen to these. So I just want to get a couple of them. There, for example. There's another one there. Sure. Excuse me. Let's get rid of all them, and then maybe that works, maybe it doesn't. Let's have a listen though. So I might go in here, automate the pitch, maybe something like that. You can have the pitch going down for this one. Then I'm going to just boost the subs with this. Down. Okay, so I put a little distortion on these guys, and what I wanted to do is get a chord at the same time as the, so we were E, so I got a chord there, and then I do a chord here too, but I put another note there as well. Then we're going to the analog. I'm gonna take the release right down, then take that off. So I'm going to put a little detune on here, gives it a bit of natural drift, take the resonance out of it, and then I'm just going to see how it sounds really, just bringing up the filter like that. Cool, then I'm going to add a bit of vibrato. So I'm going to take the rate up, then something like that, see how it sounds. Cool. There we go, all the way up with this one. Okay, so I'm gonna get it in there. Then here I'm just going to change it to a square. Bit of variation. Oh yeah, I forgot to do my filter sweep. And also my vibrato. There we go. Let's just record it in. Lovely. It's now done that. I'm just going to fade these in nice and tidy. So there we have it. Oh yep. Something you want to do is something like this. Take out the lows. Yep, remove the lows. And then we have it. I think that's Nice. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial, learned something. If you're interested in Ableton, learning about Ableton, I am actually doing private lessons, like a tutoring program for students, and I have pupils all across the world benefiting from this program. It's really cool. It doesn't matter where you are. You can basically share my screen through Skype, so you see it how it is now, and then I also share my audio so you can actually hear what's coming from my computer. And often I open the projects of other students in class, so I can run through their project and kind of show them what suggest, help, advance, don't know, to remix it there for them. They can all that jazz. And yeah, so you can go to my website, dirtyhippiestudio.com, or you can just email me directly at dirtyhippiedaniel@gmail.com. So hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and see you next time. Take care of yourselves.